What up, guys? Welcome back to episode number 29 today of the Career Mode. Today's episode will feature 3 games, 2 against Manchester United in the Champions League and 1 other one against Spurs in the FA Cup semi-finals. So sit back and enjoy, guys. We'll see if Huddersfield Town can make it through to the next round of the Champions League, which will be the semi-final actually, and then if they can make it through to an FA Cup final as well. So these are the only 2 trophies left basically for Huddersfield Town to win, and then we'll have won everything that we can win in the series because, of course, we've won the Carabao Cup last season, the league last season. This season, we are 2nd place, and we're still in the Champions League and still in the FA Cup. So all good things happening for us at the moment. Now then, as we move into game 1 of today's episode, the first leg against United at Old Trafford. So Rashford starts the game here, guys. Of course, there is no ruling over the fact that he can't play against his parent club in the Champions League because that ruling only features for the Premier League, that you're not allowed to feature against your parent club. So this one he is allowed to play in, and I did decide to feature him in the side. You can see it there on your screen. We are starting with a 3 at the back with Holding, Caricio, and Jorgensen as the back 3. And then just a stacked team up top. You know, we got, of course, Smolov, Rashford. There's Bonaventura in there. Calvert-Lewin's in there as well because of an injury to 1 or 2 players. So that's why I featured him instead. But the game started off pretty well. Smolov gets in behind here inside the first 7 minutes. And he makes the score 1-0 to us as well. So United caught napping early on in the game. 1 pass through to our top scorer of the series so far in the form of Smolov. It's not the cleanest strike in the world, but it's one that turns magical for us because it finds its way to the back of the net. Arguably, De Gea should be making the save there. You can see he gets close to it. Doesn't get a hand on it, though, and he cannot push it out. So Huddersfield Town lead in the first 8 minutes, but to United's credit, they were a thorn in my side. I couldn't quite stop them from getting chances. This one here, Matic picks up the ball, finds Lukaku. Lukaku strike, ends up with a decent save from Hradecky. And if you actually watch this back, it's a really, really good save from my goalkeeper. I didn't give him enough credit when I first played this game, but that's not an easy save to make. The ball's moving and everything, so full credit to him. And then 18 minutes in, Lukaku again on the ball. This time around, I felt I should have cleared it. Didn't do it. Finds its way to Mata. Mata to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan through to the big Belgian, and he makes the score 1-1. So just like that, we have got the away goal at Old Trafford, which is one thing that, of course, we wanted to have. But ultimately, we couldn't quite hold on to the lead itself. So it's still 1-1, or rather it is 1-1 now. And I guess it's just one of them situations. Would I take a 1-1 in this game? Yeah, I probably would. You know, an away goal and not losing is basically perfect for us. But 24 minutes in, Aaron Moy goes close. This time De Gea does make a great stop on this one. And we move then into the second half with 73 minutes on the clock. Aaron Moy through to Bonaventura. He goes through and he keeps it low. And that is just a great finish from the Italian. I mean, you know what, guys? I don't give enough credit to players. That's not an easy finish to make. You know, he's running. He's got a defender on the back of him. He has to keep his strike low, and he's kind of off balance when he hits this. So to keep it as low as he does and manage to beat David De Gea, who arguably is one of the goalkeepers or best goalkeepers in the world, it's not an easy chance to create and not an easy chance to convert, but Bonaventura does it very well indeed. Great play, and it means now Huddersfield Town, the away side, are 2-1 up in the game with 2 away goals. We may have been behind United a little bit in the Premier League this season, but we are certainly up there when it comes to taking them on and playing against them in a match itself. So we might be trailing. However, I think Huddersfield might be the better side currently, and that shows with a 2-1 lead here as Pogba gives away the ball to Bonaventura. Smolov now put through. He's still got a lot of work to do here. 1 ball roll, 2 ball roll, gets it past that defender. De Gea comes out. He's never going to get there, and Smolov keeps his calm to slot home and make the score 3-1. Dream game, dream performance for Huddersfield Town at the moment as it stands. They'll be going through to the semi-finals of the Champions League if they can make sure they don't have a collapse in the second leg. Because with 10 minutes to go at Old Trafford here, they are 3-1 up with 3 away goals against Manchester United. Great play all around. They thoroughly deserved, in my opinion, to be leading the game. And I have to admit, United, at the start, the first half, they gave us a good game, but ultimately I felt like Huddersfield were the better side. We created a few opportunities which I felt we should have converted, and we did convert the ones I felt we should have. And in the end, we were holding on to a 3-1 lead. And that's the way the game ended, guys. So leg 1 coming to a close, and it is Huddersfield Town with the advantage. As I said, you will be seeing the other leg against them in today's episode, so you will know whether or not Huddersfield are through. Although, given the fact that they have a 3-goal away goals in this first leg, you'd like to think that they are through to the next round, but of course it doesn't work like that. We could have a collapse over at the John Smith Stadium. But Smolov, 2 goals on the day for him in a 3-goal total. I think Bonaventura picking up an assist as well to add to his goal. Lukaku on the other end, of course, did score himself. So United, they put up a good fight in the first half. It was even after the first half of football, but in the last 15 minutes, Huddersfield turned clutch and got the goals they required. So full credit to us. We managed to put the performance in. It wasn't the greatest goalkeeping in the world from either of the two, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Either way, we are victorious. So match facts wise, I mean, just based on that, you can see I feel like we deserved to win the game, and we did. So Bayern and PSG in the other game that was going on in this quarterfinal. I think some of the other games had been played. Bayern actually got 2 away goals against PSG and were leading 2-1 on aggregate there. And I do actually show you, or did show you, who we pulled in the, who we've actually got now to come in the league. But I was going to try and show you the other round of fixtures and show you the FA Cup itself, who pulls what. Because at the time, nobody knew exactly what the FA Cup draw was. I now know, of course, what it is because the game is going to be played. But I went to show it and the menu started lagging out. So I actually don't know whether or not it was my game lagging or if it was something that just happened in that one instance, because sometimes it kind of worries me when I see it happen. I don't want my game to crash or something and me lose the save file, because that's happened to me in the past where I've had to stop playing something because of the fact that it's crashed on me and it doesn't work. But hopefully that's not a recurring theme. That's just a one-off that happened there. So luckily for us though, we went into the next game against Leicester and we ended up winning the game 2-1 in the league through a simmed game itself. And then we had the second against Manchester United here in this one. So as I said, the home leg, all we got to do is make sure that we don't have a collapse, and we should then hopefully be through to the semi-final of the Champions League in the first time of asking for Huddersfield Town. How cool would that be? As we move into the game, though, it's not going to be an easy feat at all. There's going to be a lot of pressure on our hands to be able to try and make sure we defend well against the United side. I did switch the formation up here. I did not go with a 3 at the back, because I felt like if I'd have gone with a 3 at the back when we needed to defend, I might have had that collapse. So I switched it to a 4-2-3-1. Smith coming back in, Lever comes in at the left back spot as well, Aaron Moy and Aqua. And then we have, of course, Aiden Hill, Rashford starting out on the wings with Bonaventura and kind of Smolov up top, or rather Smolov, Bonaventura just in behind him. So that's what we went with, just to make sure that my defence would be okay for this one. So United, all the pressure's on them. We just have to make sure we don't concede a lot of goals and that we kind of draw the game would be minimum I'd looking for momentum and stuff. But in the first few minutes of it, great start to the game. Straight as kickoff happened, Smolov gets it off to Bonaventura. Bonaventura back to Smolov, and I thought we'd gone 1-0 up as he hits his effort goalwards, keeps it low, but can't find the back of the net. It goes just agonisingly past that post. I genuinely thought that was 1-0 and Huddersfield have got the greatest start off to the game they possibly could have done. But yeah, just inches wide of finding that bottom corner. And then we move to the stroke of half-time. Aqua out wide to Tommy Smith. Smith on this right-hand side. Great play to Hill. Hill, nice 1-2 with him. Gets a great ball towards a back stick. And this is just quality from Marcus Rashford, of course. Playing against his parent club, I suppose it's one of them situations where you have to look at this and say, for United, they must be ruining the aspect of letting him go out on loan. But for us, that's a quality finish from Marcus Rashford. He's going to go back to United, of course, at the end of this season. I might try and get a permanent deal sorted for him, but it might be difficult to do. It's just an unbelievable volley. Unbelievable volley from Marcus Rashford, and it thoroughly deserved going in the lead there. You have to say he has just repeated probably what will be maybe goal of the competition if nothing better is scored from us, because that is not an easy volley to do. That's very technical, and he gets it spot on, finds a top corner with it. So great from Marcus Rashford. Huddersfield 1-0 up. That makes it 4-1 now on aggregate, which is just ridiculous as it stood. And United were getting smashed on aggregate. But 56 minutes in, Juan Mata on the ball, finds Anthony Martial. Martial goes through, hits his effort goalwards, and it's 1-1. So United having somewhat of a lifeline, I want to call it, even though maybe it's not enough for them to be able to get themselves back on level terms here in the aggregate overall score. But in the game, it puts it 1-1, and I was hoping for a clean sheet. That's what I wanted. I wanted a clean sheet from the game. Even if we ended it with a 0-0 draw, I would have taken that. I just wanted the clean sheet. But sadly, we cannot get that, and that's frustrated Hirodeki as well, you can see there. But with 33 minutes to go, the score 1-1, the aggregate score 4-2, it's looking like Huddersfield are through to the semi-final of the Champions League. And then 82 minutes in, Smolov tries to get his kind of, I guess, touch on that, but can't do it. And then a strange penalty decision from the referee as Ashley Young chooses to go in hard on Marcus Rashford, and he brings him down, and the referee points to the spot. As I said, it was a strange decision. I wasn't expecting this to get given. I saw it given. I was like, well, that's very, very harsh. You can see there's not too much in that. I mean, yes, he's not won the ball, and he does technically touch the man and contact with him, but Is it enough for him, Rashford, to go down? Maybe not, but he gives it regardless. Rashford goes to the left against his club, of course, and slots home to make it 2-1. So for him, 2 goals on the day against his parent club. This time around, he decides to show respect, and then realising maybe it was a bad decision to celebrate last time, considering the fact that, of course, he has got to go back to Old Trafford next season. So he doesn't want to go back there as a villain. I suppose he's still going to do that anyway. But yeah, it's now 5-2 on aggregate. And in terms of a performance, that's the way you want to go through. You know, you want to dominate the game. You want to smash the other team. But as I said, I would have liked a clean sheet if possible in this game. Sadly, not quite possible for us. But regardless, we're moving through to the semis. And we did actually end up pulling Juventus in the semi-final of the Champions League. So that will be played in the next game or the next episode for you guys. For some reason, I don't quite know why I couldn't show you it. As I said, the menu just bugged out. It was really weird. And it was annoying as well because I don't know why it did it, but it did do it. So as I say, I know the team we're playing, and I'll have to tell you rather than show you guys. But I think the other leg is Bayern taking on, I'm not sure. I can't remember who it is. Bayern taking on somebody else, but I'm not sure who the other team is. Anyways, so at the moment, we know for sure Juve are still in it, Bayern are still in it. It's going to be quite an interesting game. And then this happened, guys. The game against Spurs, I ran into some issues. As you know, sometimes my recording software, my editing software, I don't know what it is, kind of corrupts the footage ever so slightly. So this was actually recorded this next day to what I recorded the first bit of the episode with. So unfortunately, this bit is a little bit corrupted. So we missed the first goal that Spurs score. And I'm not going to spoil the result, but we do miss at least a goal in this game here now to come. I mean, you can see ever so slightly when it skips. It's not your computer or anything. It's actually my footage. I don't know what happened to it, but sadly, it sometimes does happen, guys. So, moving into this game against Spurs, as I said, the only cups we still need to win is the FA Cup and then, of course, the Champions League, if we can do that. And the first goal of the game presented itself inside 5 minutes when Meunier got through, had a shot, but then the footage skipped. And then it skips to about, I think it was like the 6th minute. And straight from that rebounded clearance, we passed the ball to the edge of the area where Williams was, and he puts home to make the score 1-0. You can see it. It does actually show you a replay right now, so you will be able to at least see the goal. And you can see what happened regarding that situation. As I said, there is a rebound coming back. We then hit it towards the edge of the area, and then Williams strikes it with the left foot past Hugo Lloris, who should do a lot better, may I add, with that one. That's poor goalkeeping from the experienced Frenchman, and he should do a lot better with it. And then, as I said, we're going to miss a Spurs goal. They do equalise, but I can't show you the footage of that goal because it corrupted. You can see there, it just going all over the place, and they ended up scoring to make it 1-1, which you can see there, 10 minutes in, it was 0-0. They think they scored on the 12th minute or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it was not very good to say the least because I felt like I defended it. I mean, I can't show you it, but I did end up with a tackle. And we tackled them and it just kept bouncing back to Spurs. And it was a frustrating goal to concede, to be fair. And then as if that wasn't bad enough, we then ended up conceding a second one. I mean, I made the tackle there with Mark and then passed it straight to Harry Kane. And we end up conceding again, so it's 2-1 Tottenham, inside 19 minutes, and as it stood, I played my backup side for this as well, guys. I didn't have my first 11 that I wanted, because of course we just played the game against Man United, so I had to play my backup team, but regardless, it's still frustrating, and to lose or to get 2-1 down in the game like that isn't very nice indeed. And then 67 minutes in, I would say Spurs scored their first, I guess, quality goal of the evening. Eriksen from Harry Kane, and he just simply curls it into the bottom corner, so pretty much, that's how it ended. We were 3-1 down. I felt like I'd just given up now at this stage. I was like, okay, that's it, basically. We're going to lose regardless. I can't get myself back in this game. The team that I've got out isn't quite as good as the one that Spurs have, and I wasn't really creating a lot in the way of chances. So, yeah, sadly, we were out of the FA Cup, and that means, of course, now we can't go on to win it in the final. But we're still in the Champions League, and that was my main aim for this season. So regardless, guys, apologies for the footage corrupting in that game there. I do apologise, as I said. But if you enjoyed it regardless, a like, rate, and greatly appreciate it. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all again at 4 PM UK time tomorrow, guys. And don't miss any upload by clicking the bell. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Adios.